Hello, welcome to the new video. Today we're going to take a look at the most bulkiest team here for the Great League Remix Cup. What I mean with this is we're going to have the 3 Pokemon with the highest defense stat here in one team, with the Deoxys in the lead, which is a great lead with Psycho Boost allowing us to debuff ourselves but do a lot of damage with a very cheap move. We're going to have our Sace-Up here, going to be the Toxapex, which is supposed to bait out something like a Quagsire, which is usually not running Mud Bomb, at least. I guess in this cup, Mud Bomb is a little bit more common, but try to basically save with that the Carbling in the back. And yeah, Carbling in the back is going to be our closer for this team. Basically, our lead horrible against something like Dark-type Pokemon or like Ghost-type Pokemon like Sableye. And our Pokemon in the back is the hardest answer to it. So actually, this team looks quite decent on paper. And there are, of course, some weaknesses because it's not a team that we build, it's a team that we just choose based on the top 3 performers on a certain stat. But as you can see here, we're gonna be able to still do quite some nice damage with a lot of those Pokemon, and Bulk is definitely king, and that is a thing that has always been the case for the Go Battle League. Everything that is bulky is automatically better than anything that's not bulky, which is not the same in the main series games, which is kind of funny, but basically mainly because the speed stat doesn't exist in Pokemon Go. Everybody moves at the same amount of speed. Bulk is just a little bit more superior, also based on the CP formula. But as you can see here, we're going to be able to win this first battle. Anyway, next opponent, we're going to have a great lead here as they swap onto the Gudra. I can go ahead and go for a Psycho Boost to just weaken them up a little bit. One thing that will change for this team, by the way, is the secondary charge move on Deoxys. I would go for Thunderbolt over Rocksteady if you want to try this team, because the team actually definitely does work out quite well. Thunderbolt just going to help you out against Registeel. And that's the one big reason why you would want to go for Thunderbolt. Mantine, of course, as well would be a better matchup for you, but for this team in particular, definitely Thunderbolt is going to be the better move to go for. Here the opponent is going to go ahead and go back into the Magnezone. I go for the Moonblast, which maybe is a little bit ambitious, but actually they decided to let the move go through, which I did not expect here. But that's going to be great because we can even go for another Rock Slide, which is going to force a shield very likely here, as they kind of want to farm us all the way down. We are going to be able to still go ahead and go into our Deoxys. They swap onto the Gligar. I can go for a Psycho Boost to weaken them up a little bit. Maybe get the shield. Getting a shield here would be actually great for me, but I don't. And so we're gonna swap onto our Toxapex. We can take some hits here as well, I think. I might use shield here. I'm not too sure. Let's find out what we're gonna do. We use a shield on the dig. That's going to be kind of nice because we can still survive another one. We can let the move go through if we want to. And we are going to still use a shield here. Here's the thing, our Deoxys should not be in range for a Wild Charge yet, and that's, I think, kind of what I was banking on at this point. As they are going to be able to knock them out here, they are going to be able to go for another Wild Charge as well. Of course, knocking out our Toxapex, but I'm fairly certain we have enough bulk to survive a move here on our Deoxys. Does around 60% damage a Wild Charge, and yes, we can. And that's the kind of thing that you can see here as well with this team. Having that much bulk is quite nice. What is not quite nice is going to be the matchup of Deoxys against the opponent's Giratina. Having a mythical against a legendary Pokemon here by Sally, it's going to be quite an awkward day for us to beat this Giratina. We still have a lot of bulk though, and so we can just take a hit here from them on our Toxapex as they swap onto the Registeel, which is quite nice for us to get this Pokemon out of the way, because like this we are going to be able to get some damage onto them, and we're definitely in range where Zap can go into knock us, so the opponent is not going to be able to really get any energy from us, I would imagine. Maybe they overfarm, I'm not, or undercharge here, I don't know, but I think they're just going to knock me out with a, Zapcan here. Or a Focus Blast, never mind. Great play by the opponent, I did not really see this one coming. I keep my Brine, which I don't think was necessary. I think it would have been maybe even better to just go for the Brine and then swap out, because now the opponent is going to still be able to get to another charge move, in theory at least. But they swap out now to the Giratina. Giratina is gonna go for another Shadow Ball so we can retaliate with our Rock Slide. This would be enough to knock them out most likely, but we're gonna get the shield from the opponent so we can still reach out for another charge move, hoping for the best. It is going to be quite a day here. Let's see if this is going to work. It is going to work. We're going to be able to knock them out. And in the back it's going to be a Poliwrath. That is not ideal for us. That is not ideal at all. Let's see if they're going to use a shield or not. It is going to be a no shield scenario here, as he can swap out and try to keep our other Pokemon alive. Let's see if this is going to work out for us. They can go for a double Scald most likely to knock me out, but they're gonna even get the attack drop, which is quite annoying. We have a Brine Stored though, which might help us out against that Poliwrath later on, because we're gonna get the final shield now, so it's going to be a close matchup. We will see them going for a charge move now. I should just go ahead and go into my Toxapex at this point, to be fair, but I swap out into my Deoxys. They can still go for a charge move, sadly, with the Registeel, and yeah, maybe if I went for the Brain before, I would have been fine, but I'm not right now. Well, let's take a look at the next opponent. We're going to have a fairly decent lead here with the Steelix against us. Like, Steel-type Pokemon can be a little bit of an issue for sure. Steelix itself is a little bit even more annoying because you're going to have that part ground typing resisting both the Rock Slide or Thunderbolt depending on what kind of secondary charge move you have. And so we're going to go for a Psycho Boost to try to weaken them up a little bit, and I can swap out into the Carbink, which can resist the fast move and doesn't really care too much about the other moves as well. We still have a Psycho Boost stored, which is going to come in clutch against the opponent's Poliwrath eventually, as we are going to be able to use a shield on that Scald. Ideally, I would like to swap out of this matchup without having to take a single hit on my Carbink, but I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to get this done here. We have to kind of wait out the switch clock quite a bit more. I also can swap into my Toxapex because Toxapex is the hardest answer for Poliwrath, resisting every single move that this Pokemon has at the current time. Of course, like Mudshot would be super effective, but nobody is running this. And as we can see here, we can go for the Snipe with that nice Psycho Boost, and it does not even knock them out, but they're still gonna let it go through, which is kind of funny. And so it's down to the Mantine in the back, and Mantine is not going to have a great time here, spoiler alert. Like, this is going to be quite a nice matchup for us. We are going to be able to go ahead and go even into our Toxapex here, I would say. A little bit scared of like a potential Water Pulse, and as you're gonna see here, they might be able to go for 2 Psychic Fangs against us because they should have quite a lot of energy stored onto their Shadow Steelix, but it does not really matter, does it? They're going to be able to go for another one here, like super effective hit, defense drop, but we're still going to be able to survive it quite easily, and I actually decided to swap out even here as well, just to kind of secure this game, because I kind of want to just have energy. I want to have energy on both of my Pokemon. If they go for a water type hit here with the Mantine, it's fine for me because I still have my Toxapex, but they decide to forfeit. Next opponent, what you kind of want to do against the Dragonite for sure is just Psycho Boost and Dip. Like, there's no other way of running this one because Jonkus has quite a low HP stat. I think the same goes for Toxapex as well, to be fair. But basically, Dragon Breath is going to chunk quite a bit still because of this low HP stat. And you kind of want to swap out eventually. Here, what I made a little bit of a mistake, I think I just didn't really pay too much attention, is that I completely forgot about all the energy that they had on the Dragonite. So basically what we're gonna see now is I will be able to get some Brains off against the opponent's Registeel. We have a shield advantage. We are very likely going to be able to align ourselves. But later on, we're going to see the matchup that we're gonna have our Deoxys then against the Dragonite again, and I should have most likely acted a little bit quicker there. But what I'm currently fearing at this point anyway is that the opponent is going to run the double steel backline with a Dragon-type Pokemon in the lead, which is quite a common one for sure, something that you see quite often. And so here I should have swapped out immediately, by the way, but I didn't, and I actually tried to swap out there, I think, but I kind of messed it up. I can still swap out now. I have a ton of energy, but unless they're going to have something in the back that we are going to be good against, which I doubt, we're going to have some problems. But honestly, that's kind of okay. Like, I'm kind of fine with that. Like, that is going to be a matchup that is not ideal. Of course, it's a water-type Pokemon, but they have to rely on surf damage. And as you can see, we can take even another surf afterwards, which is going to be quite lovely for us, because now we are going to be able to bait a potential Moonblast, but even if they're going to hit a Surf, even if I'm going to be able to hit those moves, I'm going to be able to swap out eventually, and I will get the next, with the next Rock Slide again, and get the shield from the opponent, and I'm going to be in a great spot. I think I'm going to be able to win this battle, just because I can go for the Rock Slide now, force a shield from the opponent, very likely, and just swap out into my Deoxys, but never mind. They decided to let the move go through, and with that, this game is over. Next opponent, Gligar. Oh, that's a core breaker, right? Kinda, yeah. Kinda correct, but it's actually not as bad as you might think. The thing is, here for the lead, you want to stay in, you want to take a move on your Deoxys as well. Deoxys is a bulky boy, or back then it's a bulky, like every single Pokemon, of course, is a bulky boy. This is the team with the maximum amount of defense that is possible right now in the Go by the League Great League Remix Cup. But what you can see here as well is it's just not super effective, and that's kind of the ideal way. We can use a shield here now. Yes, the opponent is gonna go for an Aerial Ace. That's quite, yeah, okay, have fun with that. Like, I don't really know what they try to do there. But we're going to be able to go ahead and go for a Sludge Wave now, still against the opponent's Mantine, and we're going to be in a decent spot, because if they swap into a Mantine against Toxapex and use a shield here, they're very likely going to be weak against me. I would love to see if they have Water Pulse or the Aerial, or the Ice Beam, of course. But of course, here they're always going to go for the Aerial Ace instead. So that's going to be a little bit of a tough one. We can go for another Sludge Wave here, get a little bit more damage in against them. I tried to maybe catch. I wanted to catch, as you can see there, but it didn't work out. It was a little bit too late. They go for another aerial ace. I still want to try to catch because apparently they're weak to me in the back. And yes, it is going to be another aerial ace coming through against our Carbing, which is great. And it's going to be the Poliwrath. As expected, they're going to be weak against me. But this game is not over yet. Like, this game is for sure not over. We have to still kind of hope and see that we can still win this battle. But let's see if this is going to work out for us. Scald coming through doesn't get the debuff, which is quite nice. I am forced to go for the Rock Side bait here. Hopefully this is going to work out for me, and it is. And so let's see what we can do here. Can we still get to the move? We can with a 1 HP in a dream, and Carbing in again showcases why it's so strong and why Bulk is king in this matter. Like, Bulk is just king. It is quite mad how strong this team is. I can use a shield here if I want to and go for the Psycho Boost afterwards, which I will. And so this is going to be it for this one, and we can move on to the second to last battle for today. If you enjoyed the showcase here with the Bulkiest team for the Remix Cup, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. Would really appreciate it. As you're gonna see here, the Gligar coming in. We are going to be able to go for the no shield against the opponent. That is going to be the dig. Again, kind of similar to the play that we did before. We kind of want to take a move on our Deoxys, go for 2 Psycho Boost maybe even, and just, oh, this time around like 1 Psycho Boost because the other one would have not put them into knockout range, and just swap out then. You can take a dig here for sure with the Toxapex. Great play by the opponent. And also, I should have not overfarmed by that 1 extra energy because look what it helped me. Like, the opponent got to a dig, which they would have not been able to do otherwise. So, yeah, some mistakes by me for sure. We're going to use a knockout here, at least against the opponent. We're going to have a Mantine in the back. Double flying so far. Honestly, I really hope that flying type Pokemon kind of go away a little bit next season. I just can't, like, honestly, the thing is right now, in the Open Great League especially, we have the Mantine, we have the Gligar, we have the Skarmory, and all 3 of them together are like a core that you can play together, which is just madness. Like, why does it even exist like this? So, yeah, I hope that flying type Pokemon maybe get a little bit of a nerf again. For Gligar, I feel like Aerial Ace nerfing would make sense. Could be Dig as well, but like Dig is already not the greatest move, and like Aerial Ace is the biggest issue. I would like to see like a nerf in terms of damage output of Aerial Ace, I have to say again. Also for something like a Mandibuzz, just to make the meta a little bit more, yeah, not as flying type heavy. But yeah, we have to see what it's going to be for the next season. Here we're going to see the move coming through from the Poliwrath, going to knock me out there. They're going to still have their Mantine in the back. Can we still win this battle? It's going to be a close one. As they're going to go for that Rock Side. If we had Thunderbolt, we would have been able to knock them out here for sure already. But the opponent makes a great play here. They're going to be able to go ahead and go for the first Water Pulse. But just in time, before they're gonna get knocked out, they can't even reach another one here. There was a little bit of lag. I don't think it really mattered. But yeah, good game there. Well played by the opponent. Great energy management for sure. Next opponent, we're going to have a mediocre lead here. It's not bad, it's not good, it's kind of neutral. Again, Thunderbolt would have been great on this Pokemon. Water Pulse coming through here. Let's see if they're going to swap out. Eventually, they decide to swap out into the Gligar, allowing me to go for that Psycho Boost spam. Gonna be able to go for 1, gonna be able to go for 2, and maybe even gonna be able to go for a 3rd. But honestly, I'd rather keep the energy here at this point and go into my Carbing, because there's the Shadow variant. I can just use 1 shield, go for the full farm down, and this should be kinda good for me, as we will see the full farm down happening here. This should be just an Aerial Ace. We can let the move go through. This is going to do no damage. And in comes the Magnezone. It's even the shiny Shadow Magnezone here from the opponent. Only really visible based on that eye, I feel like. But very cool Pokemon for sure. Looks kind of, it looks so nice. Like, honestly, I wish I had this Pokemon as well. I don't actually know if I have this Pokemon. Maybe I actually have it, I don't know. But here we're gonna see that we can still go for a Rock Side. And we got the debuff, I think, as well from that 1 move. And this debuff actually makes such a big difference. It literally makes such a ginormous difference for this battle, because now the opponent is able to survive some more moves here that they would have not been able to do otherwise. Like, we would have knocked them out without the debuff, I think, from that 1 move against Carbing. Of course, it's a 30% chance. I'm not complaining directly towards that. But yeah, now my only play is to make a call. It is like literally my only play, because basically the issue that we're currently running into is I need to go up to 2 brines. Like, I have to go up to 2 brines and basically snipe the opponent when they come in. The Magnezone should have 2 wild charges stored at this point, or like 2 charge moves in general. And so basically what they can do is, after I go for this brine, they could swap out straight away into their Magnezone and go for their own wild charge. But what we're actually gonna see here is they're going for another charge move. And so now I'm gonna predict that they swap out afterwards to kind of snipe me, and it didn't work out. They didn't snipe me, they didn't swap out, and so sadly we're gonna lose the game based on this. Kinda sad, but yeah, it is what it is. And that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Hopefully there's going to be a fun video later on today as well. I have something planned, but I'm not too sure if it's going to work, so let me try. But yeah, see you then. Bye-bye.